Crafty creators! Welcome back to Flosstube! As always, you guys are such genuine gems for joining me. Thank you so much for coming along today. A big welcome back to my returning subscribers and viewers. You guys absolutely make my day and warm my heart every time you drop a cheeky little like or leave a comment downstairs so that we can have a chat. It really is my favorite thing. And a huge hi, hello, how are you to everyone that might be new and have just found me. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you like what you've seen so far and you found a reason to stay and hang out with all of us. My name is Miss Chloe and this is my little corner of the internet where I get to share my cross-stitching journey with you guys. Today it is just a quick update kind of day. We are halfway through July now, so by the time this posts I think we will be almost finished with July, but that's a-okay. So I have worked on 5 projects in the last 2 weeks. You guys did get an extra video. I did get to come and see you last week, which was super exciting to unbox the Frogwarts box. I think that was really fun. There was a lot of cool stuff in there, but of course, most of my time was spent in the last couple of weeks on the big Frogwarts piece. So I think we are gonna start there because it's finished and I have to show you how cool this looks. You guys ready? Here she is! This is Frogwarts Year 5 from Katie Landis of the Black Needle Society. So this one is pretty true to form. I did a lot of it as called for. I used the DMC, not the fancy threads, because when we started this back in 2020, it was very hard to get hold of fancy threads. So I did spend my time doing this one up in DMC, and as the years went on, I started to add more and more fun things. Fun fact, Frogwarts was my first ever stitch as an over 2. It was my first ever even weave project, and it was the first time I ever dyed fabric. So there was a lot of lessons in these pieces. We are of course up to year 5, so I'll also insert of course some photos of the other years so that you can have a look. I do not have an unrolled photo of it all together as yet, but I will get there. Maybe next year I'll unroll it and take a big angle shot for you before we start up again. So there were a few small changes that I made that I have made every year, such as the quote and the eyelets at the bottom. They're in a toile rather than straight floss, just to give them a little bit of something special. And then this year I bought a couple of Crynix and Petite Treasure braids and I subbed them in. So we've got some blue in the veil, which is just over the darker blue color. We have some black over the Thestral's bone structure. So I did a strand of black and a strand of the dark brown that was called for. In Nagini, we've got a little bit of an upgrade. Her tongue is a shiny red rayon because I think that's super fun. Our prefect badge is completely converted, of course, because we are Ravenclaws. We are not Gryffindors, so I felt like we needed to have the Ravenclaw badge on there for year 5. So I used a blue rayon for that one, as well as a couple of Crynix that I had in my stash. Our ministry memo, I have actually outlined this one, and I've also outlined our building of Grimmauld Place, just to make them stand out because my fabric is quite light and the colors that were called for were blending just a tad. Our fireworks from the Weasley twins, I have added a whole bunch because I really enjoyed stitching those. And I have also upgraded them. They are in a DMC Light Effects E130, which I thought was really fun. I love that it had multiple colors in it. It's not just a single color. I have used Light Effects over here as well. It is in our mirror and in our prophecy. So our prophecy is full Light Effects and our mirror, just like year 1, is only top-legged in Light Effects. And it's just the 5200 light effect there to bring it out and just give it a little bit more oomph. Whereas these guys were done in a color changing light effect, which I think is really cool. So I managed to get this one done during retreat. It took me about 2 weeks to stitch, and that included a couple more changes. So I did originally have the words or the spells in the correct colorway and they were as charted, but I have moved them around to match year 1 so that it starts to flow back down in my spell colors. And it's not quite as obvious when I've got them joined because we had them in orange and we had them in blue, but the blue was just a little bit close to this blue quote, so it was throwing off the balance a bit, and the orange was all the way down here with the Weasley twins, so I needed to just shift them a tiny bit. So I stuck with the blue because we had the blue in year 1, and I decided to bring back the red because I have orange in last year's spells. I really, really enjoyed doing this one. And of course I got to do this with a bunch of you guys at retreat. We got to hang out in the rooms and stitch like crazy people. I watched your numbers. I didn't get to compete this year, but I got to watch your numbers, and my gosh, the amount of stitches some of you guys got. Very jealous. Not sure how you didn't light things on fire with your kinetic energy there. But it was really, really cool to hang out with all of you and see you for that week. So this piece is now officially done for the year. So she's gonna go back up on my whip shelf, which has recently been installed for me by my wonderful husband. He has put up shelving so that I can have all of my whips out on display and they can call to me as I feel. But that's where this one will go. She'll go up on the shelf and she'll await Katie's release next year. Okay, the next piece I worked on is also a Black Needle Society piece. And I am so excited. You guys, I have to give the biggest shout out to my girl, Stitched by Liz. Look what she sent me. This is Gentle Arts Grape Fizz. I have been waiting for this from my LNS since Easter. I was waiting quite a while. It got back ordered and Gentle Arts weren't sending it through. And I mentioned it one day in a phone call to my girl, and my stitching besting came through. She sent me one length, and that's perfect because my piece is done 1/1, and it's finally finished. Look, you guys, she's really tiny because it's 28 1/1. Here is a close-up for you guys at home so you can have a good look. But this is Winter in Stars Hollow, of course, by the Black Needle Society. This is another piece that I had a retreat for and I got to hang out with all of you guys. It was super fun, super duper fun. We got to sit in chat rooms and be on all day and night and just have the best time. I really enjoyed stitching this one. I did make a few changes, but not many. So the change that I made in here, obviously I took it down to 1/1 instead of 2/2 on the big accounts. And I added in some light effects for the snowflakes up in the top corner there. And I changed the color of Lorelei's skates because my dye lot was just a little bit on the light side. So she did blend in with the ice skating pond. But I'm really, really happy with the changes and I can't wait to finish the other 3. This banner is only going to be as long as the Q-snap, so there's not a lot to it. She's pretty tiny, but I've really enjoyed pushing myself this year and starting to challenge myself by doing more 1/1 on 28 and 32 and that sort of smaller count. I'm really enjoying it. I think things come out and look really smooth and really darling because of the small size. I'm hoping to work on Autumn next, which is this one here in the middle. So you can see I've already come down the side and I've already started to come down for Rory's skirt. I've actually got the grey parked underneath the No Cell Phones needle minder. And I'm really loving this one. So this is one that's going to stay in a Q-snap, I think, just to encourage me to work on it a little bit. If you do start doing 1/1 on the smaller counts, something I can recommend is cross individually. It seems to help with tension and things. And I found that if you can take the longest path to the next stitch, just so it doesn't pull through, if you go with the really short path, sometimes it can slip through the weave and you can have small issues with that. And it's a little bit frustrating when you don't quite know what's happening. Trust me, it was an experience, it was not fun. But yeah, that's what that one's up to. So I'm hoping to get back to this one soon and get in our next one. And then I'm just going to move my way across the banner, I think, because it's set up so that I can have really easy access to the middle and the side. And then I'll move across and get into Spring, which is on the very end. Again, that one's by Katie, and I have really enjoyed working on it. I can't wait to get it all done. I have seen other people with theirs completed, and it just looks really, really cool. I don't know how I'm going to finish this one yet. I am thinking of just getting a really long frame made for it and putting it up on the wall. Being such a small count, I think it would look really cute above my door frame in my craft room. Next on the list, I've got another Black Needle project that I've been working on. This is from the Celebrate All Year Stitch Along. I finished Strawberry Month, you guys. Look how cute this thing is. Check it out. We've got chocolate covered strawberries and strawberries that are cut in half and little whole strawberries. And I love the flowers. The flowers are my favorite part of this to stitch. I think they were just really sweet. Really, really sweet. I am doing this one on a navy Zweigart. It's just really easy to work on, so I'm quite enjoying working on this. So my plans for this piece now are to roll her on up and then work on Camping Month, which is hiding at the bottom here. Hiding at the bottom because I did start Camping Month, I just didn't get it finished. And then I can take this one off and I can do the next block of 3. So every 3 months we get a different fabric for this one, and we are stitching them up. This is stitched 2/1, so 2 threads, 1 square, just as all of them in this set have been before. And I am really excited to get these 3 finished because I think now that we're halfway through the year, I'm going to start working on the finishing. So for anyone that didn't see how these came, we did get these in the Nice List box last year for Christmas. This was our Christmas Day gift. And in there, it came with a full finishing kit. So we have all of the information and all of the instructions and every little bit that you can think of to get these finished. So I'm going to definitely have a go at that and crack it out. They won't be perfect, but that's okay. We've got all of the pre-cut circles, we've got all of the trim, it's got wadding, it's got information, and I'm sure if I need a hand, Lois from Lady Dot will be there super quick. She's just so lovely, so lovely. We met her for the Something Wicked This Way Comes retreat, and she was really helpful and really sweet, and she just knew what was going on. She said we could reach out at any time if we got stuck, so I fully intend to use that. Lois, if you're watching, honey, wait for a call. I'm coming for you. I'm coming because I have no skills, but the faith you had in me to finish at that class was just everything, and I feel like I could do this. So if I get stuck, I'm going to be reaching out, but I think that's the best thing about this community, right? No matter what you need, if you need a hand, someone will have the answer and someone will be willing to help you, which is just so lovely. So on this one, I do have a handful of minders. This is a Black Needle Society minder, so that's the little scissors there. And then the other 3 are from Ginger Stitch. Next on the list, I've got another finish to show you. This is Light It Up from Stitched by Liz. Here's your close-up. This one is just beautiful. I absolutely love the gradient that Liz drew up for this. It's all yellows and reds and oranges, of course. It says Light It Up. I believe this is a quote from Crescent City. I have not read this book yet, but I fell in love with the gradient and the text font, so I just had to stitch this. I'm sure some of you understand. You may not know where something comes from, but it's just so perfect. You have to stitch it. That was me with this piece. As soon as I saw it, I managed to get hold of it, and I was so happy to start it. So I have chosen to put this on an 18 count aider. This again is stitched 2/1, so 2 threads over 1 square, which gives it quite a good definition. It sticks up just a little bit from the fabric, which I really like, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I've also broken out my newer signature on this one. So of course it is just my initials, CSW, but instead of signing with 2024, because I hate doing 2s in backstitch, they always look terrible, I have decided that I'm going to Roman numeral my back stitches for everything else. So I think that's really cute and a lot of fun. And it's just something a little bit different. And it also means that my signatures now match. So my signature and my date line are the same size, which is really, really perfect. It's great for my little OCD there, that they line up and they look really good. But yeah, so this one is finished. So I'm going to take this off the Q-snap tonight and hopefully load in my other piece that is on Black Ada at the moment. And that is from Jen over at Idris Studios, or she's on YouTube as Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, and it's called Won't Take Long. So I'd really like to finish that one this weekend. I'm hoping to pop that on and get it done so that I can bring it back and show you next time. The final thing I've worked on in the last 2 weeks that I have to show you today, I'm really proud of. It's my deadly aquarium. You guys, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. So I have now finished release number 1 or exhibit 1, and I am almost done with exhibit 2. I just need to put in my little pufferfish and do his back stitching. But I'm really happy. I've managed to do almost 2 exhibits in just under a week. I did start him last Sunday. So I'm really, really happy with where he's up to right now. This guy is stitched 2/2 on a 32 count even weave. And it's called Ocean. It is from Sodal, Australia. The pattern, of course, is from Lola Crow, and it is currently a live stitch along. Everyone that's up to date has just done manta rays, so I really want to catch up because I love manta rays. I think they're really pretty. I like their little sea arms. They're little birds. They're cute. But this one is really, really sweet and really good. I love the way that all the creatures look in this, and they're so amazing. I've been watching people stitch it and being jealous, wanting to catch up and wanting to play along, but just not having the time to be able to sit down and invest. So now that I do have a little bit of time on my hands, we're going into hyper-focus catch-up mode. So we're gonna get Exhibit 2 done, Exhibit 3 done. This is a little coral. There is a stonefish, and I think a lionfish, and another little fishy up here that I want to get in as well. And then there is a whole bunch of like sea anemones, I think, that go in here. And then we've got the manta rays. And then I think I'm up to date. I think I'll be up to date. Of course, by the time I get there, there's going to be another release, so I'll still have to catch up. And I do, of course, have to finish the frame itself. We can see that it's not perfect, but that's okay. That's okay. I can do it as I go. I'm really excited to get this one caught up. You guys might remember, if you've been here for a while, last year I did the Greenhouse of Oddities, which was the companion piece to this one. So I have that one hanging up in my house, and it's still one of my favorite pieces that I did last year. I think the design was just really amazing and so perfect. And I liked that there was a few little options for like personalization, so you could choose which scientist you wanted and things like that. And I had a great time doing it, so I'm so excited to finally be on this one, to give it the time it deserves and get it caught up. And I can't wait to come back in 2 weeks' time and show you guys. So in the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna obviously finish the pufferfish because he's got about 100 stitches left in him. He's cute. And then I want to put in the coral and start the stonefish at the bottom here. So that's my aim. I think it's very doable, very doable. The other things that I want to get done in the next couple of weeks, of course, I would like to get Jen's piece done because it just has one border to go and I just needed to find more floss. That's where that stopped. So I'm going to pull that one out and hopefully get that one in. I would like to get a little bit of Camping Month done, which is the next roll down on the Black Needle Celebrate All Month sale, so that I can get that caught up and then I can start July and August. And yeah, I think just try and work through a few of my whips and get them a little more up to date. So I definitely really want to get the Lola Crow piece up to date because I'm just really enjoying that one. And I really like the colors in it. So I'm hoping to get that one completely caught up, but that is a huge chunk to get completely caught up. So we're gonna aim for 2 to 3 more exhibits, get them completely finished, and then see how we're going. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, right? Too stressful. Too stressful. But yeah, so those are my plans. That's everything from me today. I know it's only a short video, I'm sorry. I didn't get to work on a whole lot in the last 2 weeks because of course we did have a week worth of frogwarts and things like that. But hopefully in the next couple weeks there will be a lot of project rotation and I'll be able to come in and have a really good chat with you guys about what's going on. So until then, you stay safe, you be happy, and you craft something beautiful. I'll see you again real soon, crafty creators. Bye.